This could be very explosive. 15 fights between them, 11 knockouts. There's a hug for his mentor, Peter Fury. Gradus Kraus into this cruiserweight contest. He's one of the hottest light heavyweight prospects in the world. How will he do against the big guy, Scott Forrest, who was meant to be fighting in Dubai tonight? That fell through, so he's answered the call here. He's in great shape, he really fancies it, but can he deal with the speed, the angles, and the power of Kraus?
Look, no pressure, calling yourself the greatest after just 7 professional fights, but what I've seen of like the dismissive manner in which he dispatched the former Southern Area champion Ross McGuigan last time in Hull really put everyone, not just in the arena, watching around the world on the zone on notice. This guy can really, really hit.
Scott Anthony Forrest can hit as well if he gets the opportunity. Good uppercut from Kraus, who looks relaxed and flowing, Maxi. Leg got tucked on the ropes as well, which didn't help him, but he's down. He was stopped in a round against Ariel Ignat last time out. Can Kraus do it again? Gradus Kraus, who's got 4 first-round stoppage victories already. Could this be a 5th body shot? Forrest is trying to fight on instinct and throw a couple of haymakers and says, come on then, and Kraus does.
That was a heavy knockdown there.
Yeah, he's inviting Gradus Kraus forward. I'm not sure if that's the right idea. It's under this roof that he put Devon Miller away inside too, but now he's in real trouble with his own Scott Forrest.
Gradus Kraus, who's been impressing, sparring top quality fighters. And Peter Fury told me earlier over a coffee that he'll be fighting for a world title next year. He's that confident about him. And at the moment, he's doing a number on Scott Forrest, who's in big trouble again. Shakes his head, but he's got a minute to survive a torrid first round.
It's how relaxed he is while he's on the job. He's unbelievably relaxed. And he's varying up the power shots. Sometimes he's letting him go touching up, whack. Forrest has not saw that left hook coming that put him down.
Turn southpaw. He's trying to bewilder, befuddle Forrest, who just can't get set. But his game and trying his hardest in there.
Yeah, I want to survive this onslaught and make it back to the corner in one piece. 20 seconds to go, but it's been a torrid first round for Scott Forrest. Gradus Kraus just looks strong, powerful, capable.
But he's still there, Forrest. He's still trying, and he's still talking to Kraus in there. And he tries to get one in of his own, but back comes Kraus with heavier looking artillery. What an exciting first round. Kraus with the knockdown. Forrest just about makes it back to the red corner.
He still looks a bit dazed there as he's going back to the corner there.
He's a little bit off balance, but he walks into the right hands and the left hook.
He's doing lovely up and down work there. He went to body, switch it up to the end.
Everything he can in his power to try and survive this storm and use that weight advantage that he's got in there.
Yeah, 2 Commonwealth Games appearances as an amateur. Back up what you say there, Adam. He was a really good amateur, Scott Forrest, but he really felt the pressure in that first round. And we have seen that vulnerability. You mentioned he got stopped in the first round last time out on the Boxer show, but Gradus Kraus looked really, really impressive in that first round.
He's looked really impressive throughout his career so far, the Dutchman, the 24-year-old. I just don't think Peter Fury at this stage in his life will be wasting his time with someone he didn't really believe in. And he's been around Gradus Kraus for years.
That's it, you know, you see Peter don't work with a lot of fighters. The fighters that he chooses to work with, who he believes in, you know, the fighters have always had success. And, you know, you can see why he likes to work with Gradus Kraus here. He's excited, he's lovely to watch.
Yep, jab to the body after the hook. Forrest still pressing forward, but being caught on the way in, and You just wonder whether one big hook from Kraus, maybe round the temple, will do the job here. But Forrest is still, to his credit, fighting away and trying to find a way.
Perhaps not getting dropped in the first round, but maybe it's all in the plan. Survive the onslaught that Gradus is going to bring in the first round. Take him to places he hasn't been, he's never been, the distance. Keep your composure and stick the pressure on him when his tank is just a touch lower than it would be, because you see in the first round he come out with such intent. And it doesn't matter who you are, that's intent you can't physically keep up for 6 rounds.
Well, 4 first-round stoppages, 3 second round. So anything more than that is new territory for Gradus Kraus, who was a good amateur.
What's interesting, we're into it last minute now, and then this, technically he's in an unfamiliar ground there, but with the pedigree that he's got and the way he's boxing.
There's a cut, there's a big nosebleed, uppercuts from Kraus. He's really going for his repertoire here, looking very impressive, and Scott Forrest just can't deal with the angles and speed.
The variation in shots, it's up and down, there's hooks around the side, straight shots. He's showing us it all, you know, every punch in the book's been thrown here.
And he'll get frustrated here. Forrest is being chewed up, but he's still trying. It's so brave, this, from the Scotsman.
He's being beaten to the punch, but every punch he's being beaten to is a damaging one too. He's definitely more unsteady on the legs than he was even 30 seconds ago, and that nose is trickling with blood.
And there was one to the temple I was mentioning earlier, and another one, and Forrest's legs just go again, and Kraus trying, but Forrest back with a couple of hooks. Drama here in Sheffield, you can't take your eyes off it. Dave Allen, almost unrecognisable. What Jamie Moore and Nigel Travers have put him through. A fortnight to go till his big fight in the Sheffield Arena against Makhmudov, but we've got a tasty one in front of us here. Gradus Kraus with a knockdown in the first round, dominant in the second, but Scott Forrest hanging on.
There's the shots that his corner's asking there. He's trying to come up and over and round the guard.
Oh, right,
he's walked onto one
from
there.
Forrest. Kraus shakes his head, and that's what we wanted to see. One on the chin. And Scott Forrest will still believe that he's got a chance here.
He's took it well, though, and he's coming straight back. And again, now, this is all unknown territory for Kraus. He's never been into it third round. Let's see how he fares.
He got off the scales last night, Scott Forrest, and he said, I cannot wait for this. And he's fighting like that. He might not be winning, but how much courage and guts is he showing tonight, Scott Forrest?
Yeah, loads, a ton. And that little nugget of success will have just filled him back up with some belief that, look, it hasn't been going his way at all so far, but there's definitely something in this fight for Scott Forrest.
Well, it's further than Gradus Kraus has been as a professional, and maybe Forrest believes if he could take him deep here in this 6-rounder, he's got a chance of the big upset.
That's it, he's wanting to use his size that he's got. You can see him, he's tucking up, he's trying to block, and he's chipping away, he's trying to have a go.
Some body shots from Forrest. He's soaked up so much punishment. There's a good left hook there from Kraus, but no effect. He still keeps coming forward, chugging away, Scott Forrest. Look at that. Just wonder if there's 1 or 2 nerves in the Kraus team. Izzy Asif was a little bit worried about this late notice job against Scott Forrest. I mean, after that first round, you wouldn't have given him a chance, but somehow there's still hope for the Scotsman.
He's recovered and he's coming back and he's really digging in and having a go. Fair play to him.
Yeah, there's been more than just grit and determination in this third round. There's been some real thought behind the shots. He's landed some big shots to Scott Forrest. It's been good to see Gradus eat those shots, but just going back to you mentioning that Golovkin-style punch that the corner instructed, Maxi, it was good to see him implement that straight away. You've got a fighter who wants to listen to coach / father.
Look at this from Forrest. Big hooks here. And Gradus Kraus has got to soak them up, and this is going to test his stamina because he hasn't got the professional experience yet that Scott Forrest. And what a night it's going to be. October the 11th. Glasgow next week, back to Sheffield the week after. Back to this one, second half of what's been a really entertaining cruiserweight meeting in the Scottish colours. Edinburgh's Scott Forrest, who has really survived a storm here against Gradus Kraus. What happens next? Good work from Kraus, beginning of the fourth. Is Forrest now hurt again?
It's going to be interesting now to see what Kraus's engine's like. Just where the camera then flicked to his corner, he was taking a few big inhales of air. So is he feeling it? This is further than he's ever been as a professional. He's letting some big shots go, you know. The more you load up, the more them shots do take it out, yeah, especially when your opponent's taking them, absorbing them like Forrest is, and coming back with his own big shots.
Forrest with 7 wins so far in his pro career. This would be an unbelievable one from where he was. Uppercut from Kraus. I mean, Kraus is so far ahead on points. Forrest has got to stop him, surely, or he needs knockdowns.
Yeah, he has to. I'm really impressed with the fact that Gradus Kraus is not neglecting using that jab to the body too. It's easy when you've got a fighter in the position that Scott Forrest is in to almost go too gung-ho, but he's not neglecting the basics too.
And we should remember as well, he's giving a huge amount of weight away to Scott Forrest. When he got on the scales yesterday, he wanted to get on with his shoes on, and he had bottles of Coke in his pockets to try and make him a little bit heavier. It's an old Derek Chisora trick, but there is a big difference. And just because he hasn't knocked him out yet, doesn't mean he can't really punch.
And that's it. I mean, look at the size and the strength and the shape of Scott Forrest's legs. You know, they're your shock absorbers. They're what help you stop shots. And I think that's what we're seeing there tonight. You know, Kraus has shown he's got amazing power. But that power's, you know, it's still there tonight. But against the cruiserweight, you know, they're obviously used to a bigger puncher in there in front of them.
He just knocked back on his heels there, Scott Forrest. If he can back him up again, Kraus, he might have the job done. Wicked body shot. Lovely, picked really well in the right hand over the top. I love his variation.
Yeah, I think the body shot could be the secret. We like them big looping shots over the top, and we've seen the one to the temple can make you unsteady, can put you on the back of your feet, but them body shots are being whipped in, and the noise they're making.
And I think there's a tired look again with Scott Forrest. Those body shots taking their toll. This could be the moment for Gradus Kraus. 10 seconds left in the fourth. Forrest going for it with some big hooks, fighting on instinct a bit. It's another good round for Gradus Kraus. And Scott Forrest has been beaten up here. And I'm not sure how much longer he can go on for. Those body shots. Huey Fury shout out instructions to his stablemate Gradus Kraus in the skirt outfit with the fluorescent socks, and yep, he is trying to finish it, and the referee will be taking a closer look because Forrest has shipped shots and a lot tonight to head and body.
Back he comes again with the left hook though. You know, he's not quitting, he's not laying down for nobody. You know, you can see it a little bit, his body language is sagging a little bit. But he's still in there, he's still trying, he's biting down, he's showing some of that Scottish grit.
This is good from Kraus though, no sign of real tiredness, boxing well. Forrest trying to get maybe one big hook in, the haymakers, but Kraus is too smooth for that.
Yeah, even the switch of the stance from Gradus Kraus just shows that he's in full flow. He's in that flow state where he's even not really picking the shots that he's doing, they just come into mind.
Look, the light heavyweight division could be the best in boxing. Domestically, it's an absolute minefield. And of course, we've got Bivol and Batebiev and the greats, Benavidez and Yard coming up on Riyadh season, November 22nd. But you know what? This Gradus Kraus could be a problem for a lot of them. I'm not sure many people will want to fight him.
He's going to have to get himself into a mandatory position, I think, because again, nobody's going to freely give him an opportunity, have they?
It's a bit like Shaquille Thompson we saw earlier. It's just a bit of a danger to fight him. Here he comes again. Kraus hurts Forrest. 1:20 left in the round. Can he do it here and now in the 5th round? Referee looking closely. Forrest has got to show something.
There. His legs are gone there.
He's looked at his corner. I think he should be stopped.
Yeah, he's no need in taking any more unnecessary punishment. His legs went there. I don't think he's fully got him back. He looks a bit unstable there.
Yeah, I think the referee needs to save Scott Forrest, who's been so brave. Or the corner. Body shot. Nothing coming back from the Scotsman. Gradus Kraus is surely going to be it. No towel, no referee coming in. Come on, save him for another day.
Got to save him here. You can see his body language. His eyes are starting to close shut here now as well.
This is where you need a brave corner and a brave referee. He needs saving for another day.
Ref, stop it here now.
Kraus is all over
stop it, ref. You can see him banging down his chest. I think he wants to go out.
3-4 clean shots.
20 seconds left in the round.
Cut around the eye as well. He's taking unnecessary punishment here. See his body language is gone.
This is not good to see. He's been beaten up and he's been so brave tonight, Scott Forrest, and they should save him for his own good and for another day. The health and safety of the fighter is the most important thing, and Scott Forrest should not go out for the 6th round.
You see him, he's on very unsteady legs there. He's slumping in corner. He's got a cut around the eye.
Off the stool, those big, strong Scottish legs are not there. He's almost bow-legged, and he's trying his hardest to get through this. And if Gradus Kraus takes his foot off the pedal, maybe, but...
You can hear the crowd here giving applause just for him going out for the round. You know, that shows, again, they've had a bad clash there. He's cut. He's taking unnecessary punishment.
Yeah, he's just felt his eye. You could see him feel his eye there. I'm sure this is pure pride that's bringing Scott Forrest out now, but it really isn't nice to see. He's unsteady on the legs, marking on the face and body.
And Gradus Kraus has won pretty much every minute of every round. Don't take anything away from the grit, the determination and the effort and courage that Scott Forrest has shown tonight. But for me, there is no point. And I think that the referee and the corner got to think about their warrior.
They've got to look
another
there.
Right hand.
His legs are gone.
There's an opportunity and another one.
He's a proud man. He'll want to see that final bell. But
Izzy Asif's on his feet. I think he's also so many shots. Forrest comes back with one. It's so brave from the Scotsman. It's been a titanic effort at 48 hours' notice. But again,
his legs go again, pushed onto his heels.
As Oscar said, unnecessary punishment for another round.
I'm running out of fingers to count the amount of flush shots that have just landed in the last 20 seconds, let alone over these 6 rounds. It's been real punishment for Scott Forrest.
I don't really understand what the referee's doing, because he's had so many opportunities to stop it, and it's been so one-sided in terms of punches landed.
Even the shots that he's coming back with, they're not really hitting. Like, they're the cuffing and the blocks. They're not having any effect whatsoever. He's just taking clean, unnecessary shots.
Into the neutral corner, trying to smother and get through it. A minute left, and his bravery deserves to hear the final bell, but whether it should be happening, I don't think so.
He's just took 2 big clean hooks, either hand there.
See, now we're into that period where with 40 seconds left in the fight, I feel like I want to see him see the end of the fight because of the punishment, the unnecessary punishment we've seen over the last 2 rounds.
Gradus Kraus, unbelievably, might have to go the distance for the first time as a pro. Scott Forrest has got 25 seconds left. The referee doesn't look like he's going to stop it.
Dare I say go the distance through no fault of his own, as we've been saying this fight should not have gone.
Yeah, again,
6 rounds.
He's in there against the cruiserweight, and his power's come through. You know, he's done everything but stopping. He's had him down. He's hit him with every shot in, but you know, I just feel like, you know, that Scott Forrest has took unnecessary punishment here tonight. He's gone distance, but he shouldn't have.
He's exhausted, Scott Forrest, and they need to take a look at him tonight and make sure that he's okay. Gradus Kraus was brilliant, fantastic. I think that 6 rounds will hold him in really good stead. not just getting rid of someone when he had the chance maybe in the first, second round. Unbelievable guts from Scott Forrest. But for me, a corner and a referee are there to protect a fight.
Ladies and gentlemen, please give both of these warriors a big ovation. After 6 rounds of boxing, we go to Reece Cartwright's scorecard, which reads 60 points to 53 points in favour of your winner from the Netherlands, Gradus, the greatest, Kraus.
Yeah, plenty of respect for Scott Forrest.
And a big hand for his opponent as well,
should be.
Scott Forrest.